Hey, I'm Bob, been totally blind since birth, and I'm into Power Rangers. So, got the box set in my hands, talking about Season 1, Episode 55 today. This one's called Second Chance, and it aired for the first time on May 4th in 1994. So, you've got the elementary school kids, they're trying out for a soccer team. One kid named Roger, he doesn't make the team, so Jason and Zach, they're trying to help him perfect his soccer skills because Ernie's going to give everyone a second chance, hence the name of the episode, to try out. So, Rita is going to send down the Sacadillo monster to ruin the Rangers' day. And I used to own this guy in the 8-inch Evil Space Aliens Bandai line. I love the spiky look of this armadillo monster. Always wished that he'd come with a little soccer ball version of himself because that was his gimmick. He could transform into a ball, and he was one heavily armored and one heavily armed monster. So you got Bulk and Skull up to their antics in the halls at school. They wind up accidentally breaking Tommy's communicator during their little antics and shenanigans. And so it starts to beep uncontrollably. I think Tommy was like, "Hey Zordon, did you contact me?" And he was like, "No, Tommy, you contacted me." And so while they were in class, Miss Appleby is really annoyed because it just keeps going off and she confiscates it. So yeah, Tommy's out of commission for most of the episode. And that's an interesting way to keep him out of the fight because, I mean, I guess I really don't have too much Green Ranger footage to use at this point from the Japanese footage. So that's an interesting bit of story to go into relating to Tommy and him not being able to fight. Of course, his powers are also limited. So you've got the putties sent down to divert the Rangers while the Sacadillo monster ball is charging. And Rita just gets impatient and she sends it down. And man, it's one heck of a fight. And I mean, it does unroll. We get to see it firing these energy blasts from its elbows and from its eyes. And yeah, if it does show up in the Lightning Collection, because yes, I wish Hasbro would make that. It would be cool if we could get a little soccer ball version of the monster along with him. Just a really cool mode for him to go into. And I mean, in either form, he was quite armored. And I mean, you do get Tommy joining the fight. He does get his communicator back. And a little bit of trivia for us concerning Bulk and Skull. See, every day in detention from 3 to 5 in the afternoon, they practice sumo thumb wrestling, whatever the heck that is. So yeah, you got to keep yourselves occupied in detention, I guess. So way to go, boys. Anywho, Tommy morphs. They biff and baff the monster with their power weapons. Rita makes it grow. The Zords are summoned. The Megazord is formed. Dragon Zord gets to join the fight, but it's still one heck of a fight. We get to see the Dragon Zord trying to fire its missiles at the monster, and it turns into its soccer ball form, its armored ball form, and the missiles just bounce right off of it. But of course, they do destroy it with the power sword because they wait for him to unroll. And well, that's all she wrote when it comes to this monster. And Rita's upset. The episode ends with Roger making the team because Ernie actually makes a second team. So now he's got two soccer teams. And Bulk and Skull, they wind up making goofballs of themselves. And, you know, the episode ends with a laugh. And, I mean, Bulk and Skull, they were pretty hilarious in this episode, but in the next episode, on Fins and Needles, they're going to be quite a bit more devious. And I remember, you know, being a bit taken aback by how I guess you could say bloodthirsty they were in on Fins and Needles. So be here as we discuss that. It's got one of my favorite monsters in it, the slippery shark. And I'll hear you guys next time when we see Jason and Tommy quarreling. So be here for that. May the power protect you, and have a good one.